Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
This is an urgent alert to anyone eligible to vote. Whether you vote is a matter of public record. Your friends, your family, your boss, anyone can check and see if you voted this year. Who you vote for is private. Whether you vote is not, and will be on your record forever. Vote by mail, vote early in person, or on November 5th. Don't get caught skipping this important task.
Paid for by Story Network Foundation.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Welcome.
Welcome.
You know what time it is.
Well, so what time is it?
It's that time where y'all are like, I got shit going on. I got problems. Or I want to hear about other people's problems. So you're going to call into us and be like, hey, what's up?
Solve our problems. And we're like, you know what? As two gorgeous, stunning, beautiful, amazing, intelligent, award-winning prophets and philosophers we are, we're about to change your life. So sit down.
So don't start talking in tongues. If you don't get that, listen to But Am I Wrong?
I'm like, there's anyone told me to talk in tongues. I'm like, there's no, as someone who not even entirely sure what that sounds like, there's no way I could do that without sounding offensive.
There's a old joke in the church where you say leaving in a Hyundai, coming in a Chevy really fast, and it sounds like talking in tongues.
Leaving in a Hyundai, coming in a Chevy. Is it like Simlish?
Yeah, a little bit, but not like the Sims has like a lot of noise. It's just fast sounds.
Okay, because I think of like gurble-de gobbled up.
No, it's not gurgly. It's just,
that's like Simlish.
Yes, it's more God is passing through you and speaking words that are only meant for you and him to understand.
Okay, I'm happy for people.
Didn't found any.
That's the sweatshirt that I am rocking today as I don't know what you might call it, a shawl, where I haven't taken it fully off my body. You can watch this on the Patreon, but my arms are not in it. This is what I call weather confused. And my sweatpants are up to my knees.
Is one of your arms in it?
No, both the arms are out.
Oh, they're out. What, do you have another sweater on underneath?
It's a long sleeve shirt. I was very cold. Then I got warmer, but I'll get too cold. Melissa, what the fuck?
Today was confusing. As you see, I have on a turtleneck, if you're looking on the Patreon, because I had to venture outside the home today. And it was raining from like 2 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock this morning. So I was like, oh, it's going to be like a little chilly. It started at 10
p.m.
Was it that?
10 p.m.
I have no concept of time. And like storming. So I was like, when I go out today, it's going to be chilly. Go outside. It is not. It's cold inside, but it was not hot out. I mean, not cold outside. And it didn't even, the streets, like on the sides where the water runs, it's running, but like the actual pavement itself doesn't look wet.
Melissa, Moss and I went out this morning to get almond milk at like, I don't know, 9 a.m.
You should have came over and I would have made you some.
She would have milked her cow right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And like our car was completely drenched and it was like still dripping off of like the mirror. And I was like, well, it hasn't been raining for a while. We've been up for over an hour. And I'm like, why is it like, it was so weird. Like, it was as if it had just stopped raining. Like, I've never seen the car so wet. And then all of these cars on our side of the street drenched. And we are driving to the other side and every other car is completely dry. And the pavement is totally dry. Like, there's literally still puddles in our driveway and our yard. And I was like, and then there are places where it's completely, everything was dry. It was so weird. It just like torrential downpoured for a couple hours. And then it started again in the afternoon and then was done. And then it was freezing for like 2 hours in the afternoon. Yep. And then it was fine.
Yep. You keep saying afternoon. I'm like, it is afternoon. No, it's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock is not the afternoon.
No, it's because I just have no concept of time right now because one, we usually record. If this was a normal day, we would be done. And then two, today is a Thursday. We usually record on a Tuesday, but you know, life got in the way on Tuesday. So we're like, we're going to do a little break, record on Thursday. And here we are.
Exactly. I mean, I think that evening starts at 3 p.m. So
I agree.
It's just,
to me, afternoon is only from 12 to 1, 2.
Melissa,
because it's just afternoon.
Yeah, it's afternoon. And then afternoon, it's evening. Right. And then the sun goes down. It is nighttime. Mm-hmm. And then it's midnight. Like, I'm not good with, we all know this. I'm not good with numbers.
And midnight is only midnight to me. Like,
yeah. But to me, until it hits 6 a.m., it is the night before. It's not the next morning. It is.
Because I haven't gone to sleep yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I haven't gone to sleep yet. The night doesn't start till I go to sleep. Like,
yep.
It's still that same.
There's
not a new day until I go to sleep. Yeah. Because time is a construct as it is. So since time is a construct, I'm going to construct it however I want it to be constructed.
Yeah. Why would I not be the fucking main character of my own life? Like, that's pathetic. Like, that's loser behavior. And I had a tape due yesterday at 11 and it was saying like Wednesday end of day. And 11 is when I have a hard time. 11 and 12 is like the shifting of AM to PM and the shifting of one day to the next day is where I have the most confusion. And so Moss was like, when's your tape due? And I was like, I think it's due tonight. And he was like, what does it say? And I was like, 11 p.m. But I don't. And he was like, let me look at this. He goes, yeah, it's due at 11 tonight. And I was like, okay. Like, it's just,
But also, I hate end of day because the end of your day may not be the end of my day. And I saw that in somebody's signature. Mm-hmm. Because some people consider end of day like end of work day. But also, we work in an industry where end of your work day could be 2 o'clock in the morning. It could be 2 in the evening. It could be 6. It could be any time. So I saw in somebody's signature that said the end of my day may not be the end of your day. So respond when you can. So like whatever. And so I've had to clarify with many people. I started putting my business hours in my signature. People still don't.
Of course. Why would
care? But it's there. So like if they say something, I mean, I can point back and say, these are my work hours. It's just there so that I can have
reference to if they fuck up and you're like, you see below.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's this show, Megan?
This is Don't Blame Me, where we give you wonderful, amazing, life-changing advice. And you know what you can't do afterwards? Blame us or during, because you asked for it and we said so. Because I said so. So we're going to listen to some voicemails, some voice memos, give some advice. And if you want to be on an upcoming episode, you have some problems, a predicament, you want to hear us sing your praises or drag you through the mud, we're here for it. So give us a call at 310-694-0976, leave us a voicemail, or send us a voice memo to meganpodcast@gmail.com. Everything has to be under 3 minutes, voice memos and voicemails. You'll be cut off in both instances, have to be 18 or over, have your parents' permission. And we do ask that you let us know your age when you are telling us in the call of a voice memo. Write it down. Also, everything you're going to say, read it, practice it a few times. Make sure you're under those 3 minutes. You have all of the relevant details because we can only go off of the information that you give us. So we might totally misunderstand, misconstrue, or infer if we have to patch the pieces together. So if you don't want us to do that. And we want to give you the best advice possible. So write it down, make sure you've got everything important there, and let us know if you're sensitive. We do keep that in mind. And also let us know if you're not sensitive. Most of the time people are like, I'm not sensitive, so like go for it. Are the people I'm like, you're fine. Like we were never going to.
All right. So let's get into the first call. And it is a doozy.
Hi, Eminem. I'm 22 years old, she, her, and I'll be referring to my situationship, 29, he, him. We've only been seeing each other for about 2 months, and we're basically friends with benefits, very casual. Anyhow, the situation I'm calling about is a little silly, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. The other day when we were hooking up, everything was great until he farted in my face. We both laughed it off, and we went to the bathroom to take a shower. He proceeded to take a massive poo in front of me. This brought up a question for me, which is, am I too uptight for being uncomfortable with these types of activities in front of partners? I know some people view farting and pooping and other bodily functions in front of others to be a sign that you're close and comfortable. But every time I'm with a partner and they do this, I'm so shocked. I completely understand not wanting to restrict your body for health reasons. I have Crohn's disease myself, so I have years and years of medical trauma related to these types of things, and I never want to judge someone for just letting their body do what it has to do. At the same time, I can never dream of letting my guard down to the point of farting and pooping in front of these men with such ease, unless maybe it's a serious relationship that I have like a lot of trust with someone. The men I've been with who do this tell me it's cute when a girl farts or poops in front of them, and it means she's comfortable. And somehow I'm always in my head thinking that they haven't seen anything, and I'm afraid to test out their theory that it's quote unquote cute because my body has such chronic and severe GI problems. So yes, I would love to know, am I too uptight when it comes to accepting men's assholes for freely flowing in my presence? Or is it a preference thing? Is it wrong to want some type of decorum with partners? Yeah, I feel conflicted. I hope this makes sense. Thank you for your advice.
Okay. So I have questions about the fart that happened in the face. Was it like, did he like sit up
like
and
figuratively
just fart?
Or literally in the face?
Like did he like actually fart in your face and on purpose, or like was he getting out of bed and it was like, oopsie, you know?
Yeah.
Or
you're cuddling and it's like, there are times where like Monty will be cuddling, or like I will like, and I'll be like, my head is dangerously close to your, like the shape we've finagled right now. I'm telling you right now, if there is any chance you're going to fart, tell me now so I can reposition.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a guy that I was dating at one point that loved to like lay his head like right on my hip.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was cute. But I would also be like, this isn't the time.
This is wrong place, wrong time for this place. Yeah. Like fair.
So that I like, was it a accident or was it on purpose? Because if it was on purpose, then we got things to talk about. If it was an accident, whoopsie, like, okay. And then some people just feel like, that using the bathroom in front of other people is, just a show of being comfortable around each other. I am not that person. I need the door closed 10 times out of 9. I'm getting naked to use the bathroom. Probably gonna take a shower after. Also, this was a naked ass too, I'm guessing, because y'all had just finished hooking up and you said y'all were taking a shower. So I'm guessing y'all were taking a shower together. So then they're washing their shitty ass in the shower with you.
And we also know you more than anyone. I've got IBS. Caller, you've got Crohn's, so you know more than me. But like, there are different kinds of farts. And when you're telling me that this man immediately took a shit after a fart, that fart had a goal. That fart was the beginning. Yeah, that fart was trying to be the air to push out the shit. That fart was girding its loins and was ready for the mission ahead. Like that's a fart with a plan. And that is not a quirky, cute kind of thing. I want to know the same thing that you're asking. Was this an accidental oops toot? Or was this a I'm farting in your face? And was it a
warning, going to take a shit?
Was it a ha ha funny cute? Or was it a do you like that? Like, was there a sexual element to this? So I'm fine with farting in front of a partner. Like, I fart in front of Mods farts in front of me. There are definitely like, you know, times like I will fart and I'll like won't even realize how loud it will be. And I'll be like, and he'll look at me and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, we'll laugh about it. Or I'll be in the middle of talking to him and he farts and I'm like, okay, are you even paying attention to what I was saying? Or are you just like pushing out that fart that whole time? And like, and we can like make fun of each other for that. But like, first of all, 2 months, friends with benefits? No.
No, we're not farting. That's relationship.
That's relationship.
To you know, quote, friend of the pod. Cammy, that's relationship.
That's relationship.
Literally.
And it's because you're gearing up for one of you is going to get the norovirus eventually. One of you is gonna have food poisoning. Like, you might bleed on a like when you embark on a relationship, there are bodily fluids that come that aren't sexy. And when you're comfortable in farting, like, I need to know that I'm comfortable enough to fart in front of you because, like, God forbid, I throw up somewhere. I bleed some. I need to not be embarrassed and ashamed. I need to have broken down that wall and that comfort level already. But friends with benefit? No. I'm a farter. I'm not even going to fart in front of friends with benefits. No. Not I'll walk in another male alone, but like, I'm not trying to get
a little trail, you know, if it needs to come out. But I'm not going to
want you to get that comfortable with me because I don't want to get that comfortable with you.
No.
Okay, then we have to unpack. So I think there's a huge difference between couples and relationships, friendships, anything, feeling comfortable farting in front of each other. Because yes, you should not be holding in those. You should don't. No one deserves you to fuck up your gastro, your fucking intestines, like, not digestive tract, not worth it. I think there is a huge difference between that and shitting in front of someone. I would never, could never. That is, first of all, that's my time. And I don't want that to be like a spectator sport whatsoever. Like, I'll tell someone like, oh, I got to go shit, like, BRB, gonna go shit there. But like, I don't even want to shit like in the same bathrooms with my friends, mostly because I have IBS and this is not a pretty sight. But like, the assumed comfortability, if I was in the shower and we've been dating, what, 7 years, 8 years, and Mott's just came in and started
You're not
shitting.
just dating, you were engaged.
Oh yeah, right. You're right. We're getting married. But I'm saying, like, we've been together for this fucking long. We've gone through the food poisoning. We've gone through the norovirus. Like, we've gone through like the period blood. Like, we've gone through the fluid. Like, there's truly like nothing. Like, I could have a fucking, I don't know, a cyst on my asshole. And I would be like, bitch, look at this. And he'd be like, okay, let's figure this out. Like, there is none of that. Like, we're not. If he came into the bathroom when I was showering and he sat down to take a shit, I am expecting, Melissa, I am fucking expecting the other bathroom to be brimming with poop. I'm expecting every sink, our entire yard. I'm expecting that he has shit everywhere. Yeah, and the only square footage that is left, and he needs the space. And he's like, we have to set fire to the home. I have a like, I'm thinking that, or a gun is being held to his head. Like,
yeah, like, I'm 100% fine if I'm taking a shower and somebody pees. Go for it. Go for it. I'll do it. You and I have literally been in the same room together pissing. Like, literally, we don't care.
Go piss, girl.
But like, shit like that's gonna permeate in the steam of the shower. So if you have to go, you need to tell me like, hey, I gotta go. So like, can you get out the shower, or please don't start the shower yet?
Yep. I don't even want to hop in the shower after you've freshly shat, because that steam is going to make that a hot steaming shit. And I'm supposed to enjoy aromatherapy. No. Like, I can't even fathom this. I'm going to say this might be a huge stretch, but I don't know how many people you're referring to when they're like, oh, these guys keep saying that it's cute. I think you might be like, I've never heard anyone say that I think it's cute when a girl shits in front of me. Like, it's like, oh, you know, I want someone to feel comfortable. Like, yes, I want someone to be able to, like, but the idea that like that is something desiring an act that is supposed to, they're saying signify comfort, instead of just saying, I want someone who's comfortable in front of me. And what comfortability looks very different from everybody else. So like baseline shitting in front of someone, that is not like, oh, that is how I know you're comfortable in front of me. Like you can be comfortable and be uncomfortable with that. So to me, I don't know if you're dating men with a poop fetish. And I would like to ask, do you have Crohn's listed in your profile on dating apps? Not that you shouldn't at all, but I'm wondering if this is not like, let's say if this is not 5 people plus, if it's less than that, then I don't think that. But if you've had 5 or more people tell you that they like want you to be able to poop in front of them, like they think it's cute if you would poop in front of them, I'm cause for concern. Also, my poops aren't cute.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is I
like,
close
what do you think my
the
poops
door,
look like?
take off clothes, and I'm going.
Yeah, like
it's trapped in the butthole post-sex.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
It's poop. That means you were holding on to it that whole time.
That already makes me uncomfy.
Me too.
Well, also, I think it's because unless he was getting pegged, I think there is a difference when you are when you're receiving pressure. I'm like, I'm full. I'm full with food and I have poop in me. Like you're not going in that hole, but I'm bursting at the seams if one more thing enters this.
Maybe he's using it as, you know, like a way not to come. Like he's squeezing tight, you know.
It's not going to be good for his asshole.
You know, he's just like, yeah, this is my thing, so that
he's edging. Edging his own shit.
Some people are like, I'm saying the periodic table, and he's like, no, this is how I keep it in.
I'm holding in a fat one.
Keep it going. I just made that up. Like, I'm not saying that that's what he's doing, but
all this is so outlandish to me. Everything seems like a possibility.
Yeah.
So you're not too uptight at all. And I forgot to write the first thing I wrote down as soon as this started happening, after I wrote, 29, friends with benefits, 2 months. How hot is this man? Because that also depends on if I'm going to be like, I'm never speaking to this man again, or if I'm like going to give a second chance.
How good is the sex?
How hot is he? How good is the sex? Because then I would be like, okay, so never again. Don't ever do that again. Like, that was not my favorite thing. And farts happen. Those things happen. And unplanned shits can happen. And that's why it's a relationship thing. But a planned shit, let me in peace. Like, I've never wanted to ever live in a place with only one bathroom. Like, that's like my biggest, like, when we like look at places, like I was like, okay, so this will be my pooping bathroom. Like, this will be like, I have to like, Mott's knows every morning if we have to poop around the same time, he knows that like it's my bathroom. He's even if he doesn't have to poop, he has to pee. I'm not in that bathroom. He's always going to go to the other bathroom because he's just like at any moment, this is the one that you need to feel comfortable, and I'm not about to encroach on that.
Right.
And like in our last place, we even had in our primary bedroom, our bathroom was divided with a toilet and a door, so that would shut, and then that's in the full bathroom that has like the bathtub and the shower. And I still would never be like, you can't, no, can't poop in there. Wow, I feel so bad for you. This is like the true definition of an ick.
But I do need to know what kind of fart it was. Was it an accident or was it on purpose? Because that changes the first half, but it does not change the second half of the shitting part before the shower.
No, I'm with you 100%.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to take a break.
Good. We deserve it.
And we're back.
I hope the next one's not about shit.
Hi, Eminem. I'm calling in about dealing with adult mean girls. I, 29, she, her. I'm just not in a good space mentally. I recently made friends with fellow moms at my gym, one of which is 37. She, her, we'll call her Sarah. Sarah and I had gotten pretty close. For example, I knew she was going through a tough time, so I went to her house, cleaned for her, and took care of her kids so she could have time to herself. About a week ago, we went to dinner with another friend from the gym, Amy. It's like a workout class, think Orange Terrier F45. At the dinner, they asked me why I knew so many people at class, and they didn't. I told them that they can sometimes come off as a little intimidating and aren't super approachable, and that I was even intimidated by them. Amy was introspective and understanding. Sarah was not. She got really upset and said, quote unquote, it's not like she has a horn on her back. I said, no, that's not what I meant. It's just that they're pretty strong and they're beautiful, and if they don't initiate contact, other people who are more self-conscious might not feel comfortable saying hi. Sarah is now uncharacteristically publicly hanging out with Amy and tagging her in things on Instagram, showing that I'm not invited to them. She's icing me out at the gym, being friendly to everyone except me, etc. I tried asking her about it, and she said that I called her a giant bitch, which I didn't, and that there's nothing she can do with that information, but also that she does not want to be friends with everyone. I apologized 3 separate times, and she said it was fine, but the hostile behavior didn't change. Then my son was in the ER this past weekend. I messaged the group asking how to get vomit out of his car seat while we were there so that we could safely take him home. Amy was kind and has continued to be kind, but Sarah would not respond. It honestly seemed like she had wished this on my son, even though I know that that is crazy. I offered to bring her lunch after so that we could talk, and she told me she was too busy. I asked her if she could just be honest with me and let me know if I should stop trying, and she told me I was making it into something that it wasn't and that everything was in my head. I feel like I'm going crazy, and this was my main support of local moms. I also used to get so much joy from the gym, but now I feel dread. I'm locked in for a year. Sarah's husband owns the gym. I can try going to a different class, but the only other times are at 5:10 in the morning, and I'm chronically ill, so sleep is important, but I don't know if I should sacrifice it for a place that was once my happy place. My husband tells me I should pretend nothing's wrong and continue a normal life, but I just don't know how. I feel like I'm slipping into depression, and I feel so low and anxious every day. I'll be talking to my therapist about this, but I wasn't sure if you had any advice. I'm sorry that this is probably so stupid and a high school issue to be dealing with at our big age. I just don't know what to do anymore, and everything I do honestly feels wrong. So thanks for any help you can offer. Bye.
Do not apologize. This is not like petty or stupid shit on your end at all. Like, you are having very valid and realistic, justified response to her childish, petty behavior. Like, none of this is on you for feeling this way. She wants you to feel this way, and anyone would feel this way. This is fucked. So you mentioned that you said that, like, when they were saying, oh, you know so many people, like, why we don't know as many people, and you basically said, like, you guys can come off to be like, you know, I know that you're not, but like, you can come off to be like a little intimidating, like you're both so strong, like so pretty, like all of that. I'm confused because there's no way she's never heard that before. As someone who is...
Who you vote for is private. But everyone will know if you voted or not. It's a matter of public record. And when this election is decided by a handful of votes in your neighborhood, you don't want your friends and family to know you let them down. Voting is easy. Make a plan to vote by mail, vote early in person, or on November 5th. Make sure people know you did your civic duty.
Paid for by Story Network Foundation.
Has been called intimidating. Like, I've heard that 1,000 times before. And like, that's something that like I know about myself. Like, I'm not shocked at all. And so like, I'm confused that she is having this reaction because assuming that you said that she's 37. So this is not like a new thing that has happened to her. You know what I mean?
Yes, same age. I know people have told me this my whole life. Like, this isn't something that...
It doesn't develop at like 30. You don't suddenly become this at like 37.
No. I'm confused at why she's upset. Why she's so upset about this. And then so she gets upset about it. But then why escalate it so much that she's like icing you out? Fine. Like, anybody can be upset about anything, but like taking it to this level.
Yeah, to prove that you're not a mean girl.
All you're doing is like, somebody said that you had kind of like an intimidating personality, and you're like, no, I don't. And now you're being a bitch.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. This to me feels like, I think the comment that she said, Amy might, I don't know who you said who brought it up first, but I'm going to assume whether or not Sarah was the one who initially brought up the conversation, I think her participation in it, and that was not a good faith question. And she knows, as we are two people sitting here who've been called intimidating our whole lives, like, she knows that she's intimidating. She knows the vibe that she gives off. Like, she fucking knows that. And she wanted you to say it so then she could call you a bitch and act the victim. So you like legitimately did nothing wrong. I don't even want you to think that you like walked into her trap, because like you should never assume, like, don't want to assume that people would do things like this. Like, this is so all on her. And it genuinely, it feels like for you that everything you're saying and doing is wrong, because you actually didn't do anything to cause this. She set you up for this to be the situation. So there's no way for you to do recon or to, to change like any of those things. Like, she cast you in this role. You did the job that she wanted you to do. And there's no changing her mind or her heart in this situation, because this was the plan. And the why behind that, some people get jealous that people can straddle the line of like both worlds. Like, there are some people who are intimidating and they know it and they want people to be intimidated, and they like want to be like the popular girls, like the mean girls, like you, blah, blah, blah. And then there are people who like, bitch face, or I have a friend who like doesn't wear their glasses when they would do workout classes, and like, so just wouldn't see people that they would recognize. Or, some people, it's just like the face that they have, or they're a little bit more expressionless. And for people who like that about themselves, in a sense that they use it to like, they think it makes, they act like they're better than people because they think they're better than people, and they want people to be intimidated because they want people to think they're better than them. Sometimes those people have a very hard time with people who straddle the line, who can hang out with the popular cool girls, but then will also be friends with people who they view as below them. It's like one of those nasty things when people are assholes and people are bitches. We all need to be on the same level of knowing each other's secrets. We all need to be on the same level of having kind of shit on each other. And I don't know if you've ever read the Click books, but like it's that kind of social hierarchy in that sense. Like, you're tied and bonded to it because you're all bad people. And like, you've all got, I don't know, something like that. So I think she probably saw you as this like oh, she thinks she can have it all. Like she thinks that like she can be friends with us and like be cool with us and then be friends with like everybody else. Like she thinks she's such hot shit. Like, and then I'm just going to take over. I'm going to do it. I'm going to ice her out. So then I'm going to be nice and kind to everybody and show her. And some people also get really territorial when it comes to friendships and like don't want you to like, they're like, I'm a one and done kind of friend. Like I don't want a friend who has a big group of other friends. I've been friends with people like that. And that was like a deal breaker in the friendship where it was like, you know, I don't like that you have other friends. And I was like, okay, goodbye. Like, whatever.
Who's that, Megan?
What? Have you read my book? Melissa has. She directed the audiobook. Yes. But I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, anybody, if you think it's, yeah, you're right. You're right. And like, it's not hard to guess, but like, it feels so childish and petty because it is. And so there is no logical adult response to that, which is like why you feel very stuck. And people who act like that want you to then behave like a fucking petulant child. And that's not your instinct. So you're feeling like, what the fuck do I do? And the answer is, honestly, I think your husband's not wrong. Like, I think you pretend it never happened. And you kill kindness with kindness in that way. And I don't know if you are a petty or vindictive person, like at all. You don't have to, I'm not saying be vindictive, but like in the sense that she thinks that she can act nice and pretend to be nice, pretend to be kind, that this is going to like work in her favor, that using that to motivate you to like not be cold and harsh and like angry at like the world. Like, you know what? I also, there are so many other people that I was friends with who was like so cool and so nice. I promise you, people will see through her bullshit. Like, you're not going to be in competition with her. She's trying to make this like a friendship competition with you, but you don't have to participate in any of those politics of that. But her husband owns the gym. So I would say when your year contract is up, I might switch around because this doesn't seem like the kind of gym politics I would enjoy partaking in.
Yeah. And you said that you make friends wherever you go, essentially. So I think you can find a good group of people that aren't so cliquish. And I know you said that I'm sorry that this probably is stupid and a high school issue. Yeah, it is, but not on your part. It's on their part. It's on like, yeah, I hope there's another gym around that you can go to and it's not like this.
I also think some of the people who I'm sure she was like not nice to before and like thought she was a bitch or intimidating, there's definitely some other people in those classes who are seeing through her bullshit, who are seeing this like quick shift. So I wouldn't be quick to write off like everybody's going to fall for this new shtick of hers. Like, I think you can enjoy the gym and enjoy the classes and the people and the friendships until your membership is up.
Yeah. All right. Shall we go to the next call?
Hi, Meghan and Melissa. I am 31 and use she, her pronouns, and I'm calling about a former friend, he, him, around 28. In February of 2018, I cut him out of my life for a lot of reasons, but mostly because he would consistently make plans and either wait until the last minute to cancel or cancel and lie because he got better plans. And this was not just an issue with me, but with all of our friend group. And as a collective, we were fully sick of it. Sometimes it also felt like he was trying to get in between me and my then and now husband, he, him, 37, by refusing to let us sit next to each other in a restaurant once when we were dating. And before my husband and I started dating, he sent a message to him telling him he would like to perform oral sex on my husband. He declined. Fast forward to around 10 p.m. last night, I got a message from him, and I will go ahead and read a summarized version of his message. Hey, I know it's been a long time, and I was thinking about you two the other day and how much I miss you guys. I went through a lot of mental and spiritual growth and maturity over the years and realized because of my diagnosis, I was acting in an unhealthy way towards you guys when you didn't do anything to deserve it. For that, I'm truly sorry. I hope you're doing well, and I'd love to hear from you if you're able to accept my mistake and rebuild our relationship as friends. My husband was no help in this matter because he generally feels neutral on the subject, and I don't know what to do. As far as the other friends involved, I'm still only friends with one of them, and I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want him in her life again since she fully burns her bridges and doesn't look back. I am unsure if I can trust this person again, or even if I want to be their friend. I do think I'm fully capable of accepting their apology, but I don't know if I'm even going to respond to the message. There's also a big part of me that read this apology and felt like they were blaming everything on their diagnosis, which I'm not okay with because your mental health is not a justification for how you treat people. I would love to hear your advice on the subject, and you can be as straightforward as you need to. Thank you.
I was out as soon as he said spiritual.
I was still in until we got to saying that he wanted to perform oral sex on my husband.
I also need to know, was the phrasing oral sex, or is that your adult, cleaning it up phrasing? Like, was it, I would like to sloppy toppy? Like, I just am like...
And for some reason, when you said this, I was picturing it going, for lack of I mean, there are better words, but this is funny. I was picturing it going down in the restaurant when he came between the two of you.
Oh, bitch, I love that. That's a good image.
And I thought that your message was going to be, I was just doing a lot of imagination.
No, I'm loving this. Melissa's like, the writer's strike is on, but you know what? There's no strike in this head. No one's paying me for these thoughts.
I'm in such a writing mood right now that I was like, oh, he's coming back to say, I'm sorry that I left your wife out of the sloppy top era. It could be all three of us.
Have you been to Paris? Oh my God. I can't believe there was a friendship maintained after that message. You're not lying when you said your husband is neutral. Like, that is like so neutral.
I've had a guy, I've talked about this before, a guy that offered to fly me out so he could go down on me, but neither one of us were dating at the time. So like,
yeah. And
it wasn't someone that was trying to come in. I just can't get away from it. It wasn't someone that was trying to come in between me and my spouse, my partner.
Melissa and I, you've listened. Melissa and I are very much aligned with your friend. We burn bridges. Mm-hmm. I forgot what that bridge is. Don't even know where that is. That bridge couldn't pick it out of a lineup. Sorry to that bridge. So I don't think you should, you can, sure, like you said, like you can accept an apology without like doing anything moving forward. But your instinct of like you disliking the feeling like he's blaming all of this or pinning it all on his diagnosis, that is I so pick up on that and I agree with you. And that is a thing that some people will do. But the thing that really seals that for me, when then you throw in the word spiritual growth in there, it's like, oh, okay. So if you didn't think that I could just blame it all on my diagnosis, now know that I'm I was in a bad place spiritually, which I'm not denying that some people might be in a bad place spiritually, but to use as because the alternative is like, oh, so sorry for when I did that awful thing and when I treated you like shit. I was in a bad place spiritually. And it's like, that has nothing to do with me. Like, where were you spiritually? Spiritually, were you in the upside down? Like what this idea that like you can join a religion, you can become spiritual, get in touch with yourself and all, like, that's great, whatever. But the whole like, well, no, me before that, I can't be held accountable because I don't know who that person was. And it's like, no. And people who use that in combination with a mental health diagnosis is, the same thing to me is like, you're trying to clean slate, erase everything of like, okay, pretend that didn't happen. But then you're also not doing any of the work to like make new friendships. And at this point, I think a lot of the time, those fucking apologies, like they're for you, like they're not for the person on the receiving end. So when someone's like really hurt you that bad and done all of that shit, there are people in my life who've like done the worst things. I don't want an apology ever. If I ever got an apology, any sort of message, that to me is zero growth. If you've never sent an apology, I can pretend that there's, you know what I mean? Like more likely I would assume you would have some growth because you would know to fuck off because you would be enlightened.
Yeah. This just to me feels like, I mean, I'm sure he misses the friendship because you're a great person.
Oh yeah.
I can say that.
We can say that.
But this feels like he knew that he did wrong and now he's checking something off the list. to say, like, I've made amends for this. And that's fine. That's fine for his growth. But like when you do that, when you go around asking for apologies like this, when you know that you've been wrong, you shouldn't expect anything in return. It should just be about you. It shouldn't be about what the other person's going to do in response. So like, I don't like, if you don't want to forgive him, if you don't even want to acknowledge this, if you don't want to talk to him ever again, cool. If you do, also cool. But like, this is a choice, and he should know that it's a choice for you and not something that you have to do because he's apologized for it.
Yeah, he's trying to rekindle the friendship. He's not apologizing. He's using an apology to be friends again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Thank you for this, though. Thank
you. And I think we need to find a new word for your husband remains pretty neutral on things. Like, this is like
what up?
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
He could go down on me if he wants.
I
don't care.
Can you imagine how that conversation went? Where it's like, oh, like a fucking Facebook message, like I would like to perform fellatio, oral sex on you, and then him just being like, oh no, I'm good, thanks, bro, and then just conversation moves on. Like, are there additional Facebook messages after? Like, how do you clear that history? Like, do you just like start up a new conversation and like, even though when you look, the previous message was like, can I suck your dick?
And is it like, I have a desire to suck your dick, but I won't actually do it? Like,
you know what I was thinking about? Like, I feel like it'd be pretty tight to like suck.
Yeah, I could suck your dick.
You know, I don't know if I would want to, but like physically, I could.
Yeah,
I could. And he's like, you know what? Like, you could, but like, I'm not that down. Like, oh, well, yeah, I'm like, also like the fact that your husband's like neutral on this, I'm like, does this happen a lot to him? Like, it's unfazed. Like,
he's a cute man.
I know, but I'm saying, like, does he just give off like some pheromone that everyone's like, I have to suck
that dick.
I have to suck that dick. I have to suck that dick immediately, but I need to ask first. And he's like, oh, it happens all the time. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm actually good. That's, I have so many questions for him. Like, this is remarkable.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna take another break.
And it's time for the...
We don't have a Don't Blame Them, so we're just doing 2 more calls, remember?
Calls. Yep, I forgot about that, even though that was this week.
Hi there. I love the podcast. I'm looking for some advice on how to be less critical or nicer, at least.
I can't do this.
I can't do it. Let's just keep that in the episode. If you're that caller, call us back. And if you're using headphones, please don't touch the microphone. We want to give you advice so badly, but I will break my neck from my visceral reaction to that sound.
Yep. Mm-mm.
With love, just call us back.
Yes, please. Okay, next one.
Hey, y'all. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I was hoping to get your take on a situation that I found myself in the middle of. So I, 25, she, they, recently matched with a guy on Tinder that we can call Henry, 28, he, him. We matched last week and started talking, and it was going great. Conversation flowed really easily. There was great banter. Pretty much it was everything that I could possibly want from the early stages of talking to somebody that I met from an app. And we even made tentative plans to go on a date at some point this week. Well, last night, in the middle of an insomnia-fueled mission to learn more about this guy because I didn't have too much to go off of, I decided to do a reverse image search on one of the pictures that he had sent me over the weekend to see if maybe it would bring up his Instagram or anything like that, see if it would give me anything more to go off of with him. And it did pull up a result, and it was a result of a photo that was posted on the Instagram of a verified Instagram account for an athlete that lives in Europe. And so that is the moment when I realized I was being catfished. And as I looked into it more, not only was I being catfished, our guy Henry, he was making rookie mistakes as a catfisher because every single picture that he had sent me and every picture that he had posted on his Tinder account profile was very easily traced back to this athlete's Instagram account. So obviously I've been talking to this person for a week. I don't owe them anything. I can easily just report them, block them, move on with my life. But at the same time, part of me still has so many unanswered questions, and I don't know. I kind of want to confront him or keep playing along just to see where things go, because I did not get catfish vibes from him at all during our conversation or from him in general. It's just a bad idea. I've never been catfished before, and I'm still in disbelief that it even happened this time. So I'd love your thoughts on the situation and how you might deal with it if you were in a similar predicament, because right now I'm just feeling really annoyed and really stupid for being gullible enough to fall for this. So yeah, any advice you have would be greatly appreciated. Much love. Goodbye.
Here's the plan. You pretend like you never called into the podcast. We connect you to someone that we know
personally,
the host of Catfish.
Kim
And then we
Crawford.
track this person down. Like, we do a special, like, Cameron, we got a tip for you. We would like to appear on one episode as a special guest.
Fucking dream.
And then we go track this person down. No. If you want to see how it plays out, but I feel like the reason you want to see it plays out because you feel like you've been played. And you are like, why would someone do this to someone else? And also, like, the chemistry is there. So, like, why would you do this? Some people just, if all these seasons of Catfish has taught us, some people just kind of, they're not confident in their physical looks, and they use somebody else's picture because they feel like they have a great personality, but people don't look past their look.
Not the face.
Yeah. And so they do this. Or some people are just assholes and just get off on doing this to mess with people. So, like, what are you trying? Like, if you were to actually talk to them and they don't look anything like the picture, are you still going to be like into them? Is that like what you're hoping to, if you keep playing this out? Or are you just seeing why would they do this? But, like, you can't trust this person as it is because they've already lied to you.
Yeah, I really hope it's not. I didn't even think that it was like, maybe I'll still have like feelings for
That's
them.
what happens on Catfish.
No, I know. I like to pretend that anytime that. Also, I have to tell you though, when it happens on Catfish, like, I don't know why I root for them, but when they call her, if that was you, no, like, I'm not okay with that for you. So my thing is, I'm never, we're qualified to give you any and all advice. So I think that there's a couple ways this could go. First of all, I see myself in you. We're the same person. I would not be letting this go. The amount of, like, if you've been listening for a while, y'all bitches know I got fucking hackers or like, internet, what do they call it? Digital flashers fucking texting me their dick pics, and I'm responding because I'm just like, I got to do it for the plot and I got to get down to the bottom of this. Like, no stone left unturned. And so your instincts are exactly what I would be wanting to do too. But I would wonder, like, I don't know if you're familiar with Catfish, like there's a chance that like he wouldn't even meet up with you in person, like that there would be an excuse there. So I would probably, if I were you, I would give myself like a timeline. So if you did want to meet up with him in person and like there was a plan for it, I would go in public. I would have 6 to 10 friends with, like, I would make sure that they're sitting at the, like, something in that sense that like you're physically safe, but in that way it's a risk still.
I wouldn't even let it go that far. I'd be like, let's FaceTime.
I don't think he'd show up in person.
I don't think he'd show up in person, and I don't think he'll show up on FaceTime either. But like, I think that to save yourself and without bringing all these other people, just schedule a FaceTime call.
Yeah, I think you just have to essentially pick what your time, like what your You have to pick the event. And if that doesn't happen, then you move on. Like, cause if you don't get what you need or get what you doesn't confess or meet up and then have to like face it and talk about it and break through that. If it doesn't happen on the first opportunity, it's not going to happen. It will literally, like, again, fans of the show, friend of the show. Catfish, it goes on for years. People will have been talking to someone without ever having spoke to them on the phone, FaceTime, met in person for legitimately years.
Or they'll come up with like excuses, like they'll FaceTime you, but be like, oh, my camera's broken or stuff like that.
So I think like I understand wanting to get to the bottom of it, like understand why someone would do that, confront someone about it. I don't know that he's going to give you that opportunity. So give yourself a timeline before you decide anything, because if your goal is to figure it out, that will take forever. It might not ever happen. And so then you're going to drive yourself crazy. So it's like, we don't break this down by a FaceTime call on Friday, then like I'm fucking tapping out and I'm just going to send a message. Like, I know you're a fucking catfishing piece of shit, whatever, if you want to, but I don't think the goal should be to figure it out. I think the goal should be if I can figure it out by this date.
And also, just if you haven't actually watched like 3 episodes of Catfish, and it might calm you down, but I think your gut was telling you that something was wrong anyway, and you knew it. That's why you reverse image searched him, because you knew something just wasn't right. Something just felt off to you. So why else would you have done that? Something's off. It was a little too good to be true. It was a little too
high quality picture, very Getty image.
Or he just said like everything that you wanted to hear, which, you know, might be someone that is just self-conscious and they use somebody else's picture. But that's lying and deception. It's not fair.
Okay. Final advice. Pick a date, like a time date when this ends. But you have my blessing to rip them to shreds, but be safe.
Yeah.
Remember that time that someone called or wrote in? Did they call or was it in like the Facebook group? And we were like, I think you're being catfished. And they were like, no. And we were like, they were like something about something. It was like, oh, and like their whatever it was. And we were like, no, I'm pretty sure you're being catfished. And then I think it might have been the Facebook group. It like update, like picture of us together, wasn't getting catfished. And like all of the comments were like, so sorry. Like that was like, there's nothing worse, like a shot to yourself seeing everyone telling you like, bitch, you're getting catfished. And it's like, I'm not. And everyone's like, oh, you weren't. I'm so sorry.
It was initially a call, and then they were also in the Facebook group. So then it carried over into the Facebook group.
And we were all like, so happy to be wrong. I'm so sorry. Like this was no knock on you at all. I don't know why men have the weirdest presence online, but like everyone seems like a robot. Like I can't be,
and especially now, you know, they might be putting conversations into chat, whatever the fuck the letters are.
I would think so.
And then sending it to you. Yeah, but sometimes when people have blinders on, they don't see things. I can see emails that people are now composing using it.
If it helps anybody, people who are men who are extremely hot don't have a lot else.
They don't have to be funny, so they don't have to try that hard.
No. And they don't tend to have a lot else going on. They've never really been pushed in life. They might not be wildly stimulating conversationalists. A lot of really hot people are the living, breathing version of marble statues. And there's a place for all of us everywhere. Mm-hmm. But if you're meeting someone who is a 10 out of 10 and they've
Looks-wise, but then have zero personality.
No, but I'm saying, and they have like the best personality, so much, like absolutely fantastic. Like they've checked every fucking box to that. I would say, what did you look like as a child?
That's what I was about to say. They probably grew into it.
When did you have your glow up? And then if they were like, you know, like I never really got bullied. Like I always like had friends, and like my parents are married, and like I've always had like a really great life. I'm like, my grandparents are still alive. They're 207 years old. Like I have a trust fund. I'm like, no. But if they're like, I had transition lenses, I wore a tiara to school every single day, and it's like, oh.
And I'm like, I literally watched my grandmother die.
And it's like, perfect. That's exactly what I need to hear to know that this package is true and honest and real.
Shall we read some comments from Spotify? So let me read some from our last episode. And as a reminder, you can go to Spotify and leave your thoughts per episode. So the last episode of this show said, as a bisexual woman, I am loving the WLW calls, women loving women callers, which that episode was the majority of it. I think it was 3 out of 4.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah. And then someone said, always trust Meghan and Melisa to be empathetic and of course, always right. And then someone else said, a good and juicy episode. So thank you.
Wow. This is so cool that Spotify's finally, they're like, we're excelling at everything. So, finally, we let you have your fun. We're doing some reviews now.
So if you wanted to know, that episode was the girlfriend doesn't love me like she loved her ex. Yikes.
I need an update on that stat.
Yeah. Oh, we do have some new reviews too on Apple. Sorry. Everybody's been very gracious and stuff. So let me read one of the reviews on Apple. This is from Bria, ? Bachelor's degree in the philosophy of Meghan and Melisa. Since I started listening to this podcast, I graduated high school and about to graduate college, and I think you guys have taught me more than both of those experiences combined. I'm thankful for my education in Meghan and Melissa's philosophy of life, work, and relationship. It has saved me from many a messy situation, but not too many because I still have stuff to call about. My brain has been expanded in wonderful ways by your beautiful words. Thank you.
Oh my, that's what we love to hear. We want to walk away from this podcast learning and growing, but not too much, because if you're not messy within your own life, what fun is that? Controlled mess and self-aware mess. When both of us, we say this, when we're creating, it's like, I want to stir the pot. I want to create some drama. I don't want to accidentally bring, no. I'm bringing on myself with intention.
Right.
And I'm enjoying it when it happens.
Right. No one, if you're perfect, then what kind of life is that?
Boring and not someone I could be friends with.
So thank you.
So nice. Please leave more reviews. We appreciate it. And you can always update your review if you would like. And that's it. Give us a call for an upcoming episode or send us a voice memo. All the things I said at the beginning. And if you are a caller who's called in, we've given you advice before, and you would like to do an update, either recorded one or talk to us on Zoom. We obviously don't use the video anywhere. Shoot us an email at meghanpodcast@gmail.com so we can set that up. And stay tuned for the rest of the week for the slate of our universe of content.
Oh, yeah. Have a great day.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Don't Blame Me is a production by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production sound and editing by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Giacomo Picasso and Ryan Hunter.
Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the co-hosts of the Christmas. Let me try that again. Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be massively merry, gigantically jolly, fantastically festive. As some people might say, Eric. We are all about alliterations, and we are all about Christmas spirit. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's go. It should be like, let's go, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you love Disney? Do you love top 10 lists? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. The parks, the movies, the music, the food, the lore. There is nothing we don't cover on our show.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed.
I had Danielle and Megan record some answers to seemingly meaningless questions. I asked Danielle, what insect song is typically higher pitched in hotter temperatures and lower pitched in cooler temperatures?
You got this.
No, I didn't.
Don't believe that. About a wish coming true? Well, I didn't either. Of course, I'm just a
cicada. I'm crying. I'm so sorry, Jiminy.
You win that one.
So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.